So this just happened today. I finished my Penn State course on beekeeping. I'm sure my bees are going to be happy about that. I think I'm going to go check with them right now and see how they feel about that. This was a great course. I mean, it taught me a lot of things that I didn't know, but it also solidified everything I did know. So I'd recommend it to anybody who's thinking about this. And it was free. And I could afford that. So this is how you make the sugar syrup for the bees. It's actually only 1 gallon of water and 2 full bags of white granulated sugar. And I've heard different methods. Some people boil the water, some people don't. I took the Penn State beekeeping course, and what they said to do was to bring the water just to a boil, which is just about now, and then mix the 2 bags in there, separate it and let it cool, and then I'll put it back in the gallon jug, take it down to the bees. And I will be putting it in this feeder that looks like this. It's got a little plastic cap on there that you probably can't see. But what happens is you put this over the center hole and there's ridges on the inside here so the bees can climb up and down it without getting hurt. This protects them from falling in, and then this protects it from getting any debris inside there. And what happens is it just sticks down through that hole in the center of the hive and feeds them. And right now what's supposed to happen is this 1-to-1 mixture, which is 1 gallon to this much, apparently it's 1-to-1, creates a syrup that's going to promote brooding. It's going to promote the hive to lay more eggs, or the queen to take care of whatever they do. But this is supposed to promote that initial upswing in population during the spring. So we'll see. All right, so I'm getting ready to go down and check on the bees. I got my 2 feeders in here with some blocks to elevate them. I actually made a gallon of sugar syrup, and that's what you yield out of it after you put 2 bags of sugar into a gallon of water and heat it up. Got my bee suits, got the smoker ready, and my tool is right there. Very important. Now, I've been down to these hives a couple times, but I've really only taken the top off and made sure they had some syrup and some granulated sugar just so they could eat. But this is really the first time I'm gonna open them up since I bought them about 10 days ago and installed them. So we'll see how it goes. I might be able to add the second layer on today. I'm not sure. I guess we'll check that out. They said if 8 of the 10 frames are full, I can add a second layer. So we'll see how that goes. I'm probably going to split this up into 2 videos. I got a little tripod there I'm going to try. But when I have the tripod on, I'm not going to be able to talk and say what I want to say. So I'll have to do a voiceover on that video. But this is pretty cool. I'll do a couple segments. I'll show you where I'm at. And then there'll be another video later with like a narrative. All right, so my initial feeling is really good. I told you it's going to be a nice day. Both hives, a lot of activity. I hear a lot of buzzing. So, very encouraged on what I'm going to find inside. We may be at the point where I can add another box. I'll have to see. Like I said earlier, if they come with 5. If 8 out of the 10 or have activity on, I can add more room so they don't swarm. We definitely don't want that. All right. So I didn't tape what I was doing, but I took this apart. They seem to be doing pretty well in the Cowboys hive. They're on about 6.5, 7 frames. Not quite enough to add another box yet. So what I'm doing is putting these spacers in here. This is what I saw as a recommendation from a guy on Amazon to put the feeder on top. Since the feeder sticks down a little bit, I don't know if you can even see that, I don't know. But I can set this feeder here. Still gonna allow the bees to come up and get ventilation, and they'll come up Like I said, this is a more permanent fix than just the sugar. Because when they overflow it, it gets sticky. I started to have a problem with ants. There's nothing you can really do about ants because anything that kills ants kills bees too. So, but they're healthy. I did not find the queen, but I found a bunch of new bees, larvae and seeds and a lot of drone cells, a lot of worker bee cells. And maybe on the next one I'll try to get a video of that, how they look. They look almost like they look like a piece of rice when they're first laid into the hole, and then they start to cocoon like maybe almost like a maggot. You can picture that. Maybe I can get a picture of that. I saw a couple of them hatching. There's a lot of stuff going on in here, so I think the queen's doing well. I'm going to feed them some water, cover them back up, and hopefully, you know, the next week to two I can put another box on, start to get some honey. And I'm not making another video with the insides. I'm going to give them a couple more days. The giants got extremely angry when I opened them up. There must have been 50 bees landing on me. I still didn't get stung, but I know it's probably any day now. But they're all back to normal. They're put back together. I got the lids back on. I got the waters in there, the feeders. They're filled up with sugar water, syrup. And they're back in business. So that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Smash up the like button, please, right there. Right there. And I'll see you in the next video.